What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Full 90. Today it is time for Bundesliga Week 19 predictions. Last week we had a really good week. We got two correct 3-1 score predictions and we tipped TSG Hoffenheim to win away from home 3-1. The odds of them to win were 2.25. That came in perfect, and as you can see here, we're moving up the league. We got the highest score in this random pool for the Bundesliga last week, so I'm looking forward to continuing that today. So make sure you drop a like, leave your Bundesliga predictions down in the comments. Flashing up on the screen are all of the people that are supporting me over on the Patreon if you want to get exclusive members tips and accumulators for all different types of leagues, as well as supporting the channel. You'll be able to message me directly, and of course you get a shout out on every single video. Then click the first link in the description to join the Patreon. But kicking it off, we have Wolfsburg up against Holstein Kiel. Now, as I mentioned at the start of this video, we tipped Hoffenheim to beat them 3-1 in the last game week, and it did happen. Wolfsburg, in the previous game week, we tipped them to lose 4-2 to Bayern Munich. We were very close. They lost 3-2. So I think we got a pretty good feel for these two teams, and I love this fixture again. Unfortunately, the odds are nowhere near as good as Hoffenheim to win. I think Wolfsburg will win again. 3-1 is what I'm going for, and the tip is going to be Wolfsburg to win and over 2.5 goals at 1.9, just because, you know, just in case it's 3-0. I didn't go with Wolfsburg and both teams to score, so I'm keeping 3-0 on side, but I do think Kiel will be able to get a goal, but Wolfsburg ultimately should, and I think will, win this game. Moving on after that, we have Augsburg up against Heidenheim. Heidenheim had a really good result last week. It was no, they didn't. No, it was St. Pauli who beat them. It was a poor result, but Augsburg, it was them the good result. They beat Werder Bremen away from home 2-0, and I think they're gonna carry on that little mini momentum run they've got here, beating Union Berlin, Werder Bremen 2-0. I don't think it'll be 2-0. I think Heidenheim will score, but I'm gonna go for 2-1 to Augsburg, and I like the tip Augsburg to win. 1.9 odds for me here, 1.86 on your screen. I've had a few people ask in the comments of these videos what website this is that I'm using. It's called Super Brew. You can do predictions for any league that you want: Premier League, Champions League, Europa League, MLS, any competition. They probably have it. You can do predictions on there. Now, moving on, we have Borussia Dortmund up against Werder Bremen. Dortmund play in the Champions League against Bologna. Don't know how they got on, but as you can see, a pretty poor run here. Losing to Frankfurt, losing to Kiel, that was the worst one. Losing to Bayern Leverkusen. Now, these two you could almost be forgiven, but this one was unforgivable. And Werder Bremen losing to Augsburg 2-0. Did not expect that. I am going to say that Dortmund bounced back with a win, but I'm going to stay away from the result market for the tip. I'm going to say that it'll be 3-2 to Borussia Dortmund, and the tip is going to be both teams to score and over 2.5 goals at 1.8. Given that Dortmund to win is 1.56, both teams to score and over 2.5 goals, in my mind, is way more likely, and the odds are way better. So I think 3-2 to Dortmund in that one. After this, it's Freiburg up against Bayern Munich. Previous game week, Freiburg lost to Stuttgart 4-0. We said there'd be 4 goals in that game. I thought it'd be 3-1. Bayern Munich, they won 3-2. I said they'd win 4-2. Either way, they won. Both teams scored. Bayern playing, I can't remember who they're playing off the top of my head in the Champions League, and I'm not going to remember it, thinking, oh, they're playing Feyenoord, that's it. Freiburg, last week, as you can see here, they lost to Stuttgart, like I said, 4-0. So I don't see them picking up a win here against Bayern, but I will say that they get a goal. I'm going to go for Freiburg 1, Bayern Munich 4, and we're going to take these odds, we're going to boost them up. Bayern Munich and both teams to score at 2.5 are the odds for that one. After this, Mainz up against Stuttgart. Stuttgart play Slovan Bratislava in the Champions League. I think they'll win that one quite comfortably. Other than this loss here to St. Pauli, which was a really weird result, they've had a good run, smashed Freiburg in the last game week. And Mainz, I was very, very disappointed with this result against Union Berlin. They should have done better there. But nevertheless, I think Stuttgart just going to take this one. I'm going to say 2-1. And the tip is just going to be both teams to score at 1.61. I think it could go either way, but I think both teams will score. And I didn't quite have the guts to tip Stuttgart to win above evens there. After this, we have RB Leipzig up against Bayer Leverkusen. Lots of green over here for Leverkusen. And they actually play Atletico Madrid in the Champions League. Leipzig playing Sporting in the Champions League in an irrelevant fixture, right? Leipzig, even if they win, they can't qualify. They're eliminated from the Champions League, so they'll have all eyes on this game. However, I do think that Bayer Leverkusen can just get the better of them. But I'm not tipping Leverkusen. I'm not tipping Leverkusen and both teams to score. I'm actually going to tip over 3.5 goals at 2.37. I think Leipzig games are always mental. Leverkusen games always have a lot of goals, certainly from their end. I think they can just win in a high-scoring game, 4 or more goals at 2.37. I would have thought they'd be more like 2.1 with these two teams. So I like the odds for that. 3-2 to Bayer Leverkusen. After this, we have Borussia Monchengladbach up against Bochum. Bochum at the bottom of the league, and Gladbach kind of struggling this season, currently in 11th, but as is always with the Bundesliga, one win here, results go their way, they could fly right up into the top half, and I do think Gladbach will be able to beat Bochum here. I'm going to say 3-1, quite comfortable. I know they've lost a few in a row. That's Leverkusen. Wolfsburg are a good team, and Bayern Munich are a good team. So, you know, if you look back to the wins, they beat Hoffenheim, they beat Kiel, about similar level to Bochum. I think it's going to be back to winning ways for Gladbach. And the tip, this is good enough for me, 1.7 for Borussia Mönchengladbach to win. After this, it is TSG Hoffenheim. As I said, we correctly predicted they'd win 3-1 last week. Eintracht Frankfurt in the previous week beat Borussia Dortmund 2-0. Phenomenal result for them. I think they're going to beat TSG Hoffenheim here 2-1, and I love the odds here. Frankfurt to win at 2.2. I definitely think that's good enough. I think they're capable, and again, they'll just be keeping the pressure on, you know, Leverkusen, Bayern Munich, and they want to secure Champions League football for next season, and I think that they will do that. Now, the final game that we're predicting, it's hardly a classic. It is St. Pauli up against Union Berlin. If we look at the previous game, St. Pauli, brilliant result against Heidenheim, it has to be said. But Union Berlin, arguably even more impressive, 2-1 against Mainz there. So this is a tough one. Union Berlin, 13th. St. Pauli, 14th. If St. Pauli win here, they level Union Berlin on points. I'm struggling to separate the two teams. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. The tip is going to be both teams to score at 1.9. So as you can see, just to the left of your screen, these are the results. If you want to go mental, you could totally go for both teams to score in every game, because as you can see, I have all the teams getting on the score sheet. If I had to predict teams that maybe wouldn't, I think maybe Wolfsburg could win 2-0. Bayern Munich possibly could win 2-0. But other than that, maybe one of St. Pauli or Union Berlin doesn't score. But I do think a lot of teams will be scoring this weekend. Maybe Gladbach win 2-0, but both teams to score in all the games, I could absolutely see it. And I think it's going to be a week where more or less the favourites would win, I would say. I haven't particularly gone for any upsets. I think Leverkusen winning away to Leipzig would be a brilliant result. Frankfurt winning away to Hoffenheim, that's not as easy as the league table suggests. Like, you've got Hoffenheim in 15th, Frankfurt in 3rd, but away at Hoffenheim is not as easy as that league table does suggest. But either way, I think there's going to be a lot of goals in the Bundesliga this week, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes, seeing if we can get some more perfect score predictions and how we do with the tips. So that is going to do it for this video, the Bundesliga Week 19 predictions. If you did enjoy it, please do drop a like. I did mention some Champions League fixtures in this video. If you want to go back and watch that Champions League predictions video, you can go and watch that, I think, before some of the games, or maybe all of the games, are being played. Thank you so much for watching. Drop a like, subscribe while you're down there, and I'll see you in the next video very soon.